In this video, we'll be discussing the meaning of each letter of the Ogham alphabet, trees associated with each letter, the healing and magical properties of each tree, gods and goddesses associated with each tree, and the divinatory meanings of each letter of the Ogham. A word of caution here, herbal medicine requires practice, and none of the medicinal uses described in this video should be attempted by an amateur. Some parts of plants of the Ogham are poisonous, and people with allergies should also be aware of the potential allergen qualities of plants. If you're interested in herbal medicine, find a skilled practitioner and take lessons. Don't attempt to use medicinal plants without the supervision of an expert. This is just a brief overview of all the fuse of the Ogham. If you're interested in a more detailed description, you can visit the website. It's blackmountaindruidorder.com. Go to the resources section and look for Ogham, O-G-H-A-M. The first letter is Bay. It represents the letter B, and its divinatory meaning is beginnings, birth, and starting over. The associated tree is birch. An infusion of birch leaves can be used to break up kidney and bladder stones. Birch bark can be used as an astringent. Tea made from the inner bark of the birch and its leaves is a mild sleep aid. Birch sap can also be boiled down into a syrup and makes a natural sweetener when used this way. Birch is one of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire on the Festival of Beltane, which is May 1st, in the Northern Hemisphere. The 9 sacred woods of the Belfire are birch, oak, rowan, willow, hawthorn, hazel, apple, grapevine, and fir. In Druidry and Black Mountain Druid order, there are 3 pillars of wisdom. These are represented by the birch, the oak, and the yew. Birch symbolizes the first degree of Druid learning. It's said that if a birch tree leaves a white mark on your forehead, that you'll go mad. If a birch leaves a mark on your heart, you will die soon. The birch is sacred to Breed, or Brige, or Bridget, or Brigantia. The next letter is Luish. That represents the letter L. Its divinatory meaning is protection, security, and safety, and the plant associated with it is the rowan or the mountain ash. You can crush rowan bark, boil it, and save the juice to be drunk as a cure for an upset stomach. Rowan bark is an astringent, and the juice of rowan berries can be used as a laxative. Rowan is one of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire, as we discussed in the previous tree. If you slice a rowan berry, you will reveal a miniature pentacle. Because of this, eating rowan berries puts you in contact with the other world and the unconscious, especially with the goddess. The rowan tree is associated with the elements of fire and with the sun. Irish Druids sometimes called the rowan the tree of life, or Clonbea. Rowan has been used to bless cows. First you cut a rowan branch at dawn, then brush a cow's back with it. After this, you decorate the branch with white ribbons and eggshells and fasten it to the barn door, and this protects the cow. Planting a rowan tree on a person's grave will keep that person's spirit from wandering the earth. Tyrannus is the god most associated with the rowan tree. The next letter is Farron, and as represented by the letter F. The divinatory meaning of Farron is endurance, perseverance, and adaptability. The plant associated with it is the alder tree. Tea made from alder bark can be used to treat coughs, toothaches, and diarrhea. Boil crushed alder bark and use the juice to relieve itching from poison ivy. A poultice of alder bark relieves swelling and sprains. The alder is sacred to the fairies. Its name comes from the word elder and is derived from the elder kings, in other words, the kings of the Fae, or the Tua De Danann. Since the alder is sacred to them, fairies are said to protect it, and they may often be seen in the form of ravens in its treetops. Gateways to the fairy realm are rumored to exist in the trunks of alders. The alder is the tree of Ostara. Some traditions decorate alder trees with ribbons and flowers for this holiday, and it's also associated with Bran the Blessed. Next is Salya, the willow. It represents the letter S. The divinatory meaning is intuition, hidden knowledge, and introspection. Willow sap is effective in removing facial blemishes. The sap may also be used to treat dandruff. Willow bark is an effective painkiller as it contains the active ingredient in aspirin. Chewing the bark or making an infusion of it releases this healing power. The bark is also an astringent and may be rubbed on the joints to ease arthritis pain. The juice of the bark is also effective in treating heartburn and as a diuretic. Willow is also one of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire for the festival of Beltane or Beltania. Willows are the sacred tree of the moon goddess. It's the tree of dreaming, intuition, and deep emotions. Willows are linked with powerful moon magic and with sexual energy of a feminine nature. The early spring festival of Imbolc is this tree's time to shine. It's associated with Arianrhod and Bladeweth. Next is Nuan. It's represented by the letter N. Its divinatory meaning is wisdom, knowledge, and learning, and the plant associated with it is the ash. Ground ash bark can be used to build the immune system and to purify the liver and kidneys. Cut ash leaves in the early spring to make a tea. This tea is a mild diuretic that helps with weight loss. The syrup of the flowering ash can be used as a laxative. Wands of ash are particularly good for calming chaos. Ash is also good for repelling snakes. Use a branch of ash and brush the area lightly with it to keep the snake away. The ash is associated with the Morrigan in Celtic mythology and with Odin in Norse mythology. The next Ogham few is Hua. It is represented by the letter H. Its divinatory meaning is results, consequences, and repercussions. The tree associated with it is hawthorn. The berries of the hawthorn have been used to treat irregular heartbeat, high blood pressure, hardening of the arteries, and chest pains. The leaves and blossoms of the hawthorn may be made into a tea to relieve anxiety. This tea also helps to improve the circulation and to increase appetite. Hawthorn is another one of the 9 firewoods added to the Beltane fire. Hawthorn magic is the magic of protection, especially for the weak and the powerless, and hawthorn branches are used in ritual purification. Hawthorn is another tree sacred to the fairies. It is said that if you find a spot where oak, ash, and thorn, or hawthorn, are growing together, you will see fairies there. If you weave hawthorn branches into a laurel and leave them out under a full moon, it's said that the fairies will come and dance around them. Such a crown that the fairies have danced around will bring good luck to anyone who wears it. Hawthorns have been used to bless weddings, and traditionally, maypoles are made of hawthorn. Belinus and the madron are associated with the hawthorn. The next few is Duer. It's represented by the letter D. Its divinatory meaning is power, strength, and endurance, and the plant associated with it is the oak. Oak leaf tea is an astringent good for treating kidney infections and hemorrhoids. Oak bark tea can ease a sore throat. A tea made from the bark of the white oak is an effective decongestant. You may either drink the tea or inhale the steam from a boiling pot of its bark. Crushed acorns relieve constipation and may help ease the cravings of alcoholism. Oak is another of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire for Beltane. Oak is the magic of strength, success, and stability. The oak is known as the king of the forest or the king of the grove, and the word druid may have come from the Gallic word for oak. Oaks are especially sacred to the druids, and the tree represents wisdom. Acorns are used to decorate the altars for Samhain, as they represent rebirth. Carrying 3 acorns in your crane bag is said to promote health and a long life, and to prevent illness. If you catch a falling oak leaf in autumn, you'll have no colds all winter. A statue of a god or a goddess carved out of oak is especially powerful. and placed on your altar. Tyrannus, the god of thunder of the Celtic peoples, is associated with the oak tree, as is Caridwen. Next is Chenya, represented by the letter T. Its divinatory meaning is movement, action, and activity. The plant associated with it is the holly. Holly berries are poisonous, so don't eat them. Crush fresh holly leaves to extract the juice, and then use this juice to treat jaundice. Tea made from dry holly leaves is used to treat fevers. It's also effective for gout, bladder infections, and congestion. Holly has an amplifying effect on magic. To add extra power to your magic works, incorporate a holly sprig. Spears and arrows made of holly are said to always find their mark. During a full moon, you can soak a branch of holly overnight in water. Sprinkle this water around the house for purification and protection. This water is especially helpful in protecting infants. Holly bushes are said to repel unfriendly spirits and negative influences, and holly is the traditional decoration for the winter solstice. To make your dreams come true, pick 9 holly leaves while remaining completely silent. Wrap these leaves in a pure white silk or cotton cloth, then tie 9 knots in the cloth and sleep with this bundle under your pillow. Gods and goddesses associated with this tree include Lu, Maka, and the Holly King. Kol is represented by the letter C. Its divinatory meaning is inspiration, creativity, and talent, and its plant is the hazel. Powdered hazelnuts can be mixed with honey or mead to help a cough. Tea of hazel leaves can ease a fever and help to reduce menstrual cramps. Hazelnuts are also a good source of vitamins and minerals. Hazel is another of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire for Beltane. Hazelwood is good for manifestation, for seeking wisdom, and for reconciliation. The hazel tree is known as the tree of wisdom. The salmon of wisdom is said to have grown wise from eating hazelnuts. Hazel rods are used for dowsing. Hazels are said to grow on the borders between this world and the other world, and are therefore full of wisdom of both realms. To harvest hazel at the peak of its magic, do so at twilight on Samhain Eve. The river goddess Danu is the one associated most with hazel, as is Fen McCool. Next is Quirt. It's representing the letter Q. The divinatory meaning of Quirt is love, beauty, and passion, and its plant is the apple. You've heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples naturally cleanse the bowels and are good for the heart. A tea made from the bark of the apple tree can reduce fever and serves as a stimulant. A poultice made of crushed or boiled crab apples can help reduce scarring and swelling. Crabapple tea can help cure hangovers. Apple is another of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire for Beltane. Apples are a symbol of eternal perfection and beauty. An apple cut in half reveals a pentacle, and for this reason apples are considered to be sacred to the goddess. Apples are often used for divination. Bobbing for apples, a common activity on Halloween, is a form of divination. Once you have your apple after bobbing for apples, if you put it under your pillow, you will dream about the person you're said to marry. It's also said that an apple peel tossed over your left shoulder will form the first letter of the name of your true love. Apple magic is associated with shamanistic journeying and the other world as well. Avalon means the Isle of the Apples. The apple is associated with the Kyliak and with Ingus Magog. Next is Mun. It's represented by the letter M. The divinatory meaning is insight, introspection, and contemplation, and it is associated with the vine, the grapevine, usually in Ireland, and the blackberry in Scotland. Grape leaves may be used to make a tea for treating hepatitis. Wines made from grapes aid digestion. Grape leaves may be used to make poultices for treating arthritis symptoms, headaches, and fevers. Wine may be used as a base for mulling various different herbs and spices for healing purposes. For one example, wine mulled with cloves relieves nausea and eases strep throat symptoms. Vine is another of the 9 firewoods to be added to the bellfire. The vine is associated with the Druid Thanksgiving of Mabon, which celebrates the birth of the divine child. Vine magic is therefore a magic associated with imagination, inspiration, music, and poetry. Using grapes in ritual and in magic will attract prosperity and wealth. Manannan MacLear is associated with the vine, as is the Mabon. The next Ogham few is Gort, represented by the letter G. Its divinatory meaning is change, redirection, and metamorphosis, and it is represented by the ivy. An infusion made from ivy leaves can be used to treat yeast infections. Poultices of ivy leaves help infections, and a salve made of ground tender ivy twigs aids in healing sunburn. Ivy is an antifungal that may be used to treat athlete's foot. The steam from boiled ivy acts as an expectorant. Ivy magic deals with the rebirth and the cultivation of patience and tenacity. It may be used for banishing fear and other strong negative emotions. To ensure a long friendship, make a bracelet or a talisman of ivy and give it to your friend. If ivy doesn't grow on a grave, the spirit of that departed person is said to be restless. Crowns for brides and grooms at weddings are traditionally made of ivy intertwined with holly. Ivy is considered to be a source of divine inspiration of the Awen, and for this reason, bards often wear crowns woven of ivy. Gods and goddesses associated with this plant include Manannan MacLear and the bard Taliesin. Next is Nyatel. It's representing the letters Ng together. Its divinatory meaning is health, harmony, and balance. The native plant associated with it is reed. In Great Britain, the reed is a variety of elm, so in the Black Mountain order we use elm. In Britain, the dwarf elm, which is the Ogham reed, is known as the reed tree. In North America, the equivalent would be the elm tree, and powdered bark from the slippery elm tree can be made into milk for those who are lactose intolerant. In tea, the powdered bark is a mild sedative. It also eases an upset stomach. A poultice of elm leaves aids in treating poison ivy, burns, and infected wounds. Elm magic works for anything involving music. It's a powerful magic for divination, and elm is also associated with our darker impulses. Elm magic can be used to draw these out, so that they may be dealt with in constructive ways instead of destructive ways. Twigs of elm worn in a bag around the neck are said to give the wearer eloquent speech. Pwyll and Aran, the Welsh god of the dead, are associated with the elm. The next Ogham few is Straff. It's represented by the letter Z. Its divinatory meaning is control, authority, and manipulation. The plant associated with it is the blackthorn. Slow berries of the blackthorn stimulate metabolism and are therefore useful in weight loss. This may also be used as a laxative and a diuretic. Tea from blackthorn leaves is useful for a sore throat and for laryngitis, and a tea made from powdered blackthorn bark has a calming effect. The blackthorn is known as the dark mother of the forest. This is because this tree is associated with the darker side of the magic in the underworld. Seeing a blackthorn tree in your path is considered an ill omen. It's used for working dark magic, spells of revenge, and curses. In Scotland, the Cailleach is said to have a walking stick made of blackthorn. She summons the winter every year by striking the ground with this staff. Gods and goddesses associated with this tree include the Cailleach, the Dagda, and the Morrigan. Ruish is represented by the letter R. Its divinatory meaning is conversion, transition, and rebirth. It's the elder tree. Fresh elder bark can be used to induce labor or to relieve headaches. Steep the flowers of the elderberry to make a tea for soothing sunburn pain. Inhaling the steam from elderberry flowers eases asthma attacks, and a poultice of elderberry flowers has anti-inflammatory effects. Elderberries ease hunger pangs when dieting. The elder is helpful in magic involving the powers of reincarnation and communion with the other world. Psychopomps conduct the recently departed to the other world, and elder magic is used as an aid in this duty. Elderberries and elderberry wine are often used to seek visions, especially visions pertaining to the land of the young. Elderberry wine is drunk to aid in divination as well. If you make a flute of elder wood, fairies will come and dance to your tune. Twigs of elder wood worn in a bag about the neck protect you from physical attack. Elder magic is concerned with death and endings. Gods and goddesses associated with this tree are the Morrigan, Bron the Blessed, and the Kaliak. Next is Alm, representing the letter A. Its divinatory meaning is energy, power, and intensity. The associated tree is the silver fir. The sap of the silver fir is a diuretic and can stimulate mucous membranes if taken in small doses. Larger doses can induce vomiting and may cause diarrhea. The oil can be used as a base for many essences used in aromatherapy. The silver fir is associated with the moon, and as such, it is a feminine power related to any goddesses with lunar powers and lunar associations. The silver fir is associated with the goddess Breed in Celtic lore in her triple aspect, offering learning, creativity, and progress. It's also sacred to the god Attis, who is imprisoned in a fir tree. Fir trees have the ability to protect from lightning. A wand made of fir or pine will help in matters of perseverance and change. Wands or staffs of fir are also useful in the invocation of the goddess. The silver fir is especially useful for rites at the equinoxes because it's a tree of balance and stability. Firs, pines, and other evergreens are also helpful for grounding rituals. In its crone aspect, the silver fir has power over shadowy places, dark secrets, and the unconscious mind. Because of this, it may be used to tame these forces in your life. Carry a sprig of silver fir in your crane bag as a talisman for help in these areas. It may also help to weave such a sprig into a ring and wear it. Gods and goddesses associated with this tree are Limitus, Danu, and Coridwen. Next is Un, representing the letter O. The divinatory meaning is adaptation, transmutation, and modification, and the plant associated with it is the gorse. Tea made with gorse flowers aids against jaundice and stimulates urine production. This tea also helps dissolve kidney stones. Gorse seeds are an astringent. Gorse magic is the magic of fertility and prosperity. A gorse hedge around your home will protect it from the dark fairies who can't pass through it. Burning gorse protects you from the curses of dark magic. The golden flowers of the gorse are said to attract gold, so gorse is good for money spells. The goddess associated with this plant is Onyonya. Ura, representing the letter U, is the plant heather. Its divinatory meaning is dreams, feelings, and emotions. A tea made from heather blossoms may be used to treat people for insomnia, stomach aches, coughs, and skin problems. Heather tea is also good for urinary infections. Ingesting the plant raises the blood pressure and strengthens the heart. Heather is also a mild antiseptic. Heather is used for magic involving maturity. It's an effective rain-making spell and also good for water magic. Talismans made of heather can be used as lucky charms. If you place white heather on your altar during meditation, it's said that you'll be able to hear the voices of those who have passed on while you are meditating. Heather magic is also good magic for doing the inner work of meditation, dream work, and shamanism. Heather mixed with mistletoe is a powerful healing charm. The goddesses associated with heather are Big and Euroka. Ea represents the letter E. Its divinatory meaning is endurance, perseverance, and persistence. It's associated with the aspen tree. The aspen is a diuretic in small doses. In large doses, it induces vomiting and may cause nausea. The bark may be used to treat headaches and fevers. Aspen is another of the 9 firewoods to be added to the Belfire for Beltane. Aspen magic is used for invoking power and insight. It can be used to create a change in a situation. It's a tree that is sacred to the Druids and represents the oath of rebirth and new beginnings. Wands of aspen are used for shape-shifting, and its wood may be used to create magical flutes to be used in rites and rituals. The music of such flutes brings about change, so only use such a flute if you want something different to happen. The aspen is the traditional tree used for Yule decorations. The gods and goddesses associated with this plant are Cernunnos and Druancha. Eel represents the letters I and Y depending on the context. The divinatory meaning is deception, illusion, and trickery, and it's represented by the U. This plant is poisonous and should only be used with extreme caution and under the guidance of an expert. Extract of yew needles has been used to treat lung diseases and bladder problems, and a new cancer drug, Taxol, has been derived from the bark and the berries of the yew. Yew is so poisonous that sawdust can cause lung problems, so if you're cutting yew, you have to wear a respirator. The yew is associated with death and dying. Its magic, like elder magic, is involved in reincarnation and contact with the spirit world. Yews are often planted in graveyards as silent guardians and protectors. Yew wood is sometimes used for wands, especially by those with magical gifts involving reincarnation and the power of life and death. Incense made of yew wood is said to summon the dead when burned, and because of this, the goddess most often associated with yew is the Morrigan, or Aran. Coed is represented by the letters CH. The divinatory meaning is achievement, accomplishment, and victory, and the tree associated with it is the poplar. Use tea made of poplar buds for treating fevers. This tea is also useful in treating arthritis. An infusion of poplar leaves helps treat diarrhea, and poplar buds exude a sticky substance. This sap can be used as a stimulant. Make a tincture of this sap for chest complaints or rheumatism. It's also high in vitamin C and may be used to treat scurvy. Make a balm of the sap to heal bruises and swellings more quickly. Black poplar aids in divination. Rune sticks carved of this wood will be powerful. The abilities to protect, shield, and resist temptation are poplar's gifts. Poplar aids in overcoming fear, and poplar buds carried in a bag worn over the heart can help to heal a broken heart. The charm of poplar wood eases stress in life of the one who wears it. Poplar wood is traditionally used for carving statues of the goddess. If using poplar for magic tools, never let the wood touch the ground once it's harvested. It will discharge the energy. Bladeweth is the goddess associated with this tree. Next is Or. It represents the letters TH together. Its divinatory meaning is talent, creativity, and genius. The plant associated with it is the spindle, which is also called the Indian arrowwood or the pink dogwood. An infusion of the bark of this tree stimulates digestion in small doses. In larger doses, it causes stomach irritation and vomiting. This infusion is also a mild diuretic and aids in promoting regular bowel movements. is especially good for treating ailments of the liver. The spindle is a tree of balance. It helps you to understand your shadow side and to express it in positive rather than negative ways. Its magic helps you to communicate clearly with those around you and to avoid misunderstandings. It's a tree of endings. If you have difficulty completing tasks or letting go, a charm of spindlewood will help you to see through to your objective. It may be used in divination to help you to find a solution to a difficult problem. Spindle's magic helps you to put aside masks and pretensions and to find your true self. Because of its otherworld associations, the god sacred to it is Ingasmikog. Next few is Ulanth, representing the letter P. Its divinatory meaning is attraction, enchantment, and binding, and the plant associated with it is the honeysuckle. Honeysuckle blossoms produce a very sweet sap that has the ability to purge toxins from the liver and the blood. A tea made of honeysuckle blossoms contains tannins that soothe the sore throat and ease fever symptoms. Make a balm with honeysuckle sap and apply it to the skin rashes or to mild burns. A note of caution: honeysuckle leaves contain toxins, and if ingested, the leaves could be poisonous, especially to small children. Honeysuckle's magic powers involve the realm of psychic magic. Weave a dream catcher of honeysuckle to chase away nightmares. A charm of honeysuckle worn about the wrist or neck improves the intuitive abilities of the one who wears it. Honeysuckle blossoms are used to attract money or financial success. Gwydion is the god associated with the honeysuckle, and Danu is the goddess. Next is Fagus. Fagus represents pH or F. Its divinatory meaning is cleansing, purification, and chastity, and the plant or tree associated with it is the beech. Beech leaves rubbed directly on the skin help to heal frostbite and minor burns. An infusion of the leaves may be used to treat diaper rash or rashes from poison ivy. It also treats other skin inflammations. An infusion of beech bark has antiseptic properties. The blossoms of the beech help to keep intolerant people away. If you carve a wish on a beech stick harvested under the new moon, your wish will come true by the full moon. Once you carve your wish onto the twig, tie it to the beech tree from which it was cut. A fallen branch from the beech tree is considered to be an invitation from a fairy to make a wish. Push this branch into the ground after you carve your wish on it, and the fairies will take it to the Sidhe for consideration by the fairy queen. Beech rods are favored by water dowsers. The goddesses associated with the beech are Sequania and Danu. The next and final Omfu is Mur. It represents the letter X, and its divinatory meaning is destiny, surprise, and unpreparedness. The plant associated with it is witch hazel. Witch hazel is a powerful astringent available in most drugstores. You can also make a tea of equal parts of powdered bark and leaves and gargle with it to relieve a sore throat. Drink 2 cups of this tea to cure diarrhea. It may also be used as a douche for healing vaginitis. An infusion may be applied topically to skin irritations and rashes. Charms made of witch hazel mend broken hearts and diminish attention from unwanted suitors. Witch hazel sprigs and blossoms planted in a vase by the bed help to promote chastity. The blooms also offer protection in matters of love. Give your partner a charm of witch hazel to promote fidelity. Witch hazel makes powerful dowsing rods, hence the witch part of the name. Gods associated with this plant are Ingasmikog and Brahman, the goddess. If you wish to learn more in more detail, you can visit Black Mountain Order website at blackmountaindruidorder.com and go to the resources section until you find Ogham, O-G-H-A-M. Or you can just type O-G-H-A-M into the search bar. You might find it helpful to go out into the woods near your home if possible and see how many of the trees and plants of the Ogham you can identify in your area. The original Ogham was based on the trees and the plants of Great Britain or the British Isles. Our home of the order originally was in the Appalachians of North and South Carolina. We are now currently in the state of Washington, so some of the plants that we use might not grow in your area, and that's okay too. If this is the case, you can construct your own Ogham from your own region by identifying the properties of the trees and plants that may be missing from your area and finding suitable substitutes for them. You may also wish to begin an Ogham notebook or scrapbook. In this notebook, you can include photos or even leaves from your own local Ogham plants. As you discover new uses for each of the plants, you can list them in your notebook. That's it for this video. If you want further information, you can always visit the Black Mountain Druid Order website or our Facebook group by searching Facebook for Black Mountain Druid Order. Until next time, blessings of the ancestors. Hi, this is Shenka. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to subscribe and click on that little bell icon so you're informed when we release a new video. We try to release a new video at least once a week. And if you're interested in the Black Mountain Druid Order, you can visit our website at blackmountaindruidorder.com. You can also learn more about me, my books, and my music at shenkaskane.com.